Thank you for the introduction. I'm glad to be here and presenting whatever the things we are doing in our research lab. So, just for a short introduction, we would be playing with NFT dataset as already title suggests, and if any one of you don't know, just for a quick introduction, or basically Neo4j is a Aura is a basically cloud version which provides you the facilities, whatever you want to do the experimentation and prototyping. You can just plug and play and do it with it. It's absolutely free and you can go ahead. Okay, so we have three options with Aura, and we would be exploring in this talk. We would be exploring the two features. The one for the queuing, which is new desktop version, or sorry, the browser version, and the one is the CSV import utility, which is provided by Aura, which is not available in the version you download from the website or the desktop version. Okay, so just to give a glimpse what we are doing here and what would we will be talking about. So let me just start. We will be starting with the introduction of what is actually data, the little bit story behind the data, what are the features, and why I choose those features to import or to make the knowledge graph or graph representation, and what we actually extract from these information so that it could be more useful for the purpose of maybe curing, maybe visualization, and understanding what's the story going behind the scenes when you just see the raw CSV, or just see the data, or when you are watching or visualizing graph, what make the difference. Okay, so just for the people who know or who don't know about NFTs, NFTs is just another dimension, what I can say, in crypto world. There are many different uh, things going around the crypto world currently. So this is one of the new dimension where the people are basically trying to leverage resources and understand how they can use basically their resources and have exchange of resources between two uh, persons or two parties or two communities or two whatever two group of peoples, which we in computing world we say peer to peer. So in peer to peer, what we are basically doing, we have two entities. It could be any person, it could be any organization, it could be anything, and this basically they are sharing resources in one-to-one manner. Okay, by one-to-one manner I mean they are sharing resources directly between there's no third party intervention between them. So we use torrents, we use different peer-to-peer technologies, so they work in similar fashion. Okay, so what NFT basically provide as a user or as a layman, what we can say, or what the benefit NFT provides you is it gives you the authority, and it gives you the authority to transfer the ownership between the peers. So you are trying to, or you want to sell something, or you want to exchange the copyright of anything, so you can do with the NFT thing. uh, this talk is not dedicated to NFT, so I won't be going too much deep in the discussion of what NFTs are. But why we are here is just to explore how these things, or this data or such type of representation could be represented as a graph, and then how can we basically leverage this graph thing or graph stuff, and then use in a graphic way, or as a graph enthusiast. So just for the info, this is how uh, each CSV file looks like. Basically, here we don't have tweets. Obviously, this data is generated from tweets by a applying some exploratory analysis or basic exploratory data analysis, which is also known as AKA EDA in machine learning or in the statistics world or in data science world. So we have already done that for the A's of the audience or for the A's of our research. Because as introduction of my talk, I have already said that this data set is basically being extracted by my research team. Actually, I'm working with a research team. We are different members, and I am more towards the graphic things, and I like to explore things and visualize things with the graph. So that's why I'm more dedicated to, okay, this is data. So how and we can basically observe this thing and visualize this thing as a graph, and is there any way to tweak this thing as a graph? So okay, so let's do this. Okay, so there's simply there are different fields like p value, p minimum, maximum, mean, tweets, and different values. But we are not especially when we are talking about knowledge graph or we are talking about knowledge, we are not interested in every information or each information. We are interested in the information which could be representable to the whole or provide a panoramic view of the information or the data. This is what I can say in short about knowledge graphs or the graph representation, that it provides you a panoramic way or to data what you are observing or what you are trying to explore. So we are not interested in all of these fields to be represented as knowledge graph. So we would be shortlisting some of the nodes and then using those nodes for the sake of modeling knowledge graph and then querying over them. So without wasting more time, let me just if you want to add node, okay, there's this simple, you can go to add node feature and you can say like date, on you can say like there's another node and I want to connect these two nodes. So they're simple, you can connect, and for each node you have to select the file from where you want to pick the data or import the data, and then you can make things like this. Like here I have date, here maybe I can have likes, and by this relationship what I want to show is on this specific date how many likes were generated on this specific account of NFT. So this is how we are representing information. I have already built this model, so I will be just importing this whole thing for you, so we can basically have the whole spectrum of this thing. So just for the purpose of understandability, let me little bit zoom. Okay, it's no. Okay, let me this. So we have different 6 different accounts of NFT, and we have basically managed their information or the knowledge as based on dates. So on each date we are trying to basically profile, or we are trying to basically observe the pattern, what is the mechanism, or what is how this specific type of NFT account is performing against each date. So how many likes it's getting, how many, what is the price trend, what is the reply count, what is how many tweets it's getting, and what are the replies, and count how many transactions are happening in this specific type of account, and so on. So this is just a representation, or you can basically use this representation, or after modeling this representation, what you have to do, just run import. I have already done this thing, so I have already run import feature, so I can just query over that. So when you will be starting with this thing, you will be having an empty instance of ORDB. Then you can go with CSV import utility. Then you can make your model or graph model, whatever you want. And then on that, when you have done with your graph model and importing the fields, you can just run import, and then you are able to query over it, and you can also do visualization based query using the Bloom, which is another tool for querying. So I have this information because time is running, so I would be little bit quick with this thing. So we have different information. We have different type of relationships: has account, has likes, has messages, has price, has transaction, has tweets, new users, new wallets, and some redundancies. You can see here that redundancy is created by me. So that's an issue from my side, not from the tool. Okay, just this just run a query so to just visualize what we have in our graph model. So basically what we are having in our graph model, uh, against each date we have track of transactions, we have track of number of users. Let me more zoom in so we can basically, and how many tweets were made on this specific date, and what was the price or sum of price at the closing of that day, and how many new wallets were generated, or how many new users were basically or new peers were introduced to this particular uh, account. So and we can also run shortest path algorithm for finding the patrons, like uh, here's one account and here's another account, or we have two different accounts, and so what can be their interaction. This queue is taking time. Let me just let it be. Okay, instead of doing multi-hop, so uh, let's just do the simplest version. Here we have, okay, don't become confused with these numbers. These are actually dates, and we have NFT accounts, and again, as suggested in starting, we have 6 different accounts which we are profiling. And then basically here by profiling I mean we are basically tracking them based on their dates. So that's how things are working. So this is all from this lightning talk. So what is the takeaway of this talk? Like we observe just a one use case of NFT as data to graph manner. So if you have any data, you can obviously model it as graph, but for knowledge graph you have to be more realistic and more conserve about what information you are more interested in, and what information you want to share or you want to represent, and that could be or that should be useful for the end users. That's all from my side. Thank you. And if anybody has question, so just leave the questions in chat. I would be happy to respond to your questions. Thank you.